Hello, sixth graders. You have a writing assessment where you are going to do an explanatory writing test. I am going to read to you the sources that you will be able to use for your test. Okay, so it looks like this. You guys all have copies of it. It says, Grade 6 Explanatory Writing Assessment. For this task, you will be writing an article related to the topic of dolphins. Before you write your article, you will review 3 sources that provide information about dolphins working with humans, about the world's biggest dolphin, and about dolphins navigating underwater. Source number 1, a day's work in Laguna. 1 by 1 or 2 by 2 they arrive for work. Their job is to fish for mullet, a common species on this part of Brazilian's coast. Some of the workers carry nylon nets in crates attached to their bicycles. Others don't need nets because they use biosonar and powerful fins and tails to fish. Arriving in Tesora, a beach on Brazilian's Atlantic coastline in a town called Laguna, are 2 working communities. One of fishermen and one of bottlenose dolphins. Standing waist deep in Tesora's murky water, the fishermen cannot see the fish that they are attempting to catch with their nets. This is where the dolphins come in. One of the animals, whom the fishermen have named Scooby, herds a group of mullet into the shallow water on the shoreline. When the time is right, Scooby gives the signal, a slap of the head or tail, and drives the mullet towards a fisherman who throws his net towards Scooby. The fisherman pulls in his net, which is hopping with fish. Meanwhile, Scooby feeds on the stragglers that didn't make it into the net. Most people around the world view dolphins as competition for fish, but the situation in Laguna is quite the opposite. For 120 years and possibly longer, the dolphins of Laguna have been helping local fishermen with their daily catch. This type of cooperation is extremely rare. On days when the dolphins aren't around, the fishermen rarely even try to cast their nets. An illustration of how much humans rely on bottlenose partners. In fact, the fish caught with the dolphins' help support about 200 families in Laguna by both directly feeding them and helping them earn money. The people's livelihood would be at stake if the dolphins disappeared. About 20 of the dolphins in the local population cooperate with humans in this way. The fishermen recognize these animals by their markings and behavior and have named many of them: Scooby, Felipe, a version of Flipper, Caraba, and more. Researchers who study the Laguna dolphins say it is unclear why some dolphins cooperate and others do not. In fact, even though the dolphins eat leftover fish that the men do not catch, some scientists say it is a mystery why any of the dolphins help out. Dolphins have all the tools they need to fish on their own, they point out. But this cooperation has become a family tradition passed from generation to generation. Both the dolphins and the fishermen teach their children how to do their part. In fact, the tradition has spread geographically too. A few of the Laguna dolphins have shown the cooperative fishing methods to dolphins in a community 150 miles away. Researchers have found that the cooperative dolphins tend to spend time together, even when they are not fishing at Tesoro. Complex social behavior and a high level of intelligence are common to all dolphins, but different animals and different groups of animals exhibit these characteristics in different ways. The Laguna dolphins happen to be unique because they cooperate not only with each other, as many of relatives do worldwide, but also with people. The cooperative Laguna spirit extends to the fishermen themselves. They work in rotating shifts so that no one will get an unfair share of fish. For example, one man catches 2 or more mullet in his net. He leaves the water for the next fisherman to take his turn. In addition, many of the fishermen and other locals feel protective and even affectionate towards the dolphin. As it turns out, these incredible mammals are more than colleagues. They are friends. Source number 2, the world's biggest dolphin. People rarely use the word dolphin to describe the largest member of the dolphin family, the orca, or killer whale. This highly intelligent social ocean mammal is notorious as a top predator. It hunts sea lions, squid, fish, seabirds, turtles, sharks, seals, and even large whales. But the orca should also be known for more friendly reasons, as we will see. Perhaps one reason for orcas' fame is their range. The killer whale can be found in all oceans, on the coastlines of all continents, and at all latitudes, including tropical waters. In fact, second only to humans, orca are the widest ranging mammals on the planet. And even though orcas live in saltwater habitats, sometimes they swim up rivers. Some have been seen as far as 100 miles inland. The enormous orca makes many other dolphin species look tiny. It measures up to 32 feet long, almost as long as a school bus, and more than twice as long as a bottlenose dolphin. The largest adult orca weighs in at 11 tons. One of those famous teeth can grow up to 5 inches long. Although black and white patterns on most orcas' bodies look similar at first glance, each animal has a unique feature, such as markings, scratches, tears, and scars. One of the ocean's fastest mammals, the orca can travel at speeds up to 35 miles per hour. Amongst themselves, orcas are cooperative and social creatures. They live and hunt together in groups called pods, each headed by an adult female. Orca pods are considered the most stable in the animal kingdom, meaning that their members stick together. Since wild orcas live for about 50 to 80 years in the wild, a given pod contains animals of several generations. Each orca pod has its own unique language of clicks and other sounds called dialect. Members of a pod can recognize their own dialect from several miles away. Killer whales have been nicknamed the wolves of the sea because of their close-knit social groups and cooperative hunting behavior. Different pods have different hunting techniques. Some force a group of fish into one area and dart in and out of the catch. Others beach themselves, swim up onto the shore to scare seals into the water, where more orcas are waiting. But all orcas benefit from the natural advantages of cooperation, keen eyesight, and incredible speed. Source number 3, echoes in the sea. Predators and animals that hunt are known for highly developed senses and abilities that help them find prey. For instance, eagles have excellent sight. Dogs and sharks have a strong sense of smell. Cats detect sound remarkably well. Dolphins, which often need to find prey in murky, cloudy water, have a unique ability called biosonar, also echolocation. One of the simplest levels, biosonar, is the process of sending out sound waves and listening for the echoes that come back after bouncing off of an object. The word echolocation explains it best, using echoes to locate something. Animals that use biosonar, such as dolphins and bats, are able to see objects that are otherwise invisible due to darkness, cloudiness, murkiness, or distance. As a dolphin swims, it constantly sends clicking sounds out of its forehead, sometimes as many as thousands of clicks per second. The sound returned to the dolphin at different levels of faintness after objects reflect them. The dolphin's clicks are timed precisely so that none of the sounds dolphins send interfere with the sounds that they receive. Based on the echoes that enter the dolphin's ear, the animal's brain creates a picture of the objects it has located. Imagine that you are swimming in water so murky that any object further away than 4 feet is invisible. If you had biosonar, your brain would register images of several objects much further away. And if you were to swim closer to one of those objects in order to eat it, perhaps, the echoes would continue to tell you where you are relative to that object. Biosonar provides dolphins with information that is much more specific than simply, there's an object 150 feet away. Dolphins can also locate nearby and far away objects at the same time, and they can determine the object's size, shape, density, speed, and identity. In some cases, down to the species of fish. In fact, a dolphin's sonar enables it to differentiate between a table tennis ball and a golf ball. Dolphins can even detect objects that are buried under the bottom of the ocean. The U.S. Navy Marine Mammal Program uses the help of dolphins to locate buried objects. It turns out that the animal's natural sonar is more advanced than anything the Navy can build. Dolphins are not the only marine mammals that use biosonar. All whales and porpoises have the same ability. It is the most valuable skill in these animals' hunting tool belt. So now, your assignment is to write an informative article. Your school newspaper would like you to write an article about a predator that has superior hunting skills. You have decided to write about dolphins. Write a multi-paragraph informative article that explains why dolphins are skilled hunters. In your article, clearly state and support your main idea with claims that are thoroughly developed using details and information from the sources that I just read. Make sure to tell which sources and facts and details came from. Remember, a well-written paper is well organized and stays on topic, has an introduction and a conclusion, uses transitions, uses details from the sources to support your topic, develops ideas clearly, uses clear language, follows the rules of writing like spelling, punctuation, and grammar. Now begin your work on your writing. Manage your time carefully so that you can, number 1, plan your informative article. Number 2, write your informative article. And number 3, revise and edit the final draft of your informative article. Write your responses starting on the next page. Remember to use your notes and planning as you write. When you're done, read what you have written and revise and edit as needed. Please make sure to click Submit in Google Classroom when you are done. Have fun and good luck. Bye, guys.